guys?
That's
Good.
Wonderful,
Everybody-
wonderful. Waiting
He's
to
from
hear
the
this.
great state of Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Waiting to hear this
Yes.
amazing story.
Yes. And I'm trying to remember that group name. Do you remember the group name that post was in?
Yeah, that was spooky, weird, and cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what it was. It was. I was just surfing it. What we did as a podcast, we were joining a few of these groups, trying to kind of expand. Since we were interested in these topics, trying to expand our reach, trying to find people that with like minds that might be interested in some of the stories that we've talked about, sharing them. I just happened to be scrolling through, and here's this picture of what. All I can say is I see a face in a window, and you describing the story, and I'm like, this is pretty cool. I'm like, because I like to look at these things. Like I just gotten a little tussle, I guess, internet tussle with this other group about that activity that's the swings that swing by themselves. And there, so I got called a troll and stuff for calling it out. I'm like, you have to debunk non-paranormal stuff or everybody looks like an idiot. If you just go, oh my God, this is ghosts playing in a playground, everybody's going to be, yeah, see, you're crazy. And so you have to take the stuff that can easily be explained. So here I'm looking at this photo and I'm like, okay, it doesn't look like you, so it's not a reflection. And it's clearly something on the outside that has a face-like, apparition. So it doesn't look like a fogged up window. It doesn't. So I'm looking at this, I'm like, okay, there's not an easy way to debunk this picture. So this has to have some credibility to it in this story. And that's when I contacted you and let you know, hi, I'm with a podcast, would be interested. And, that's where I'm going to let you go. So what went through your mind when you got that message from me?
I had a little trouble hearing your question. This thing was out there, and it watched me for months, several months.
Wow.
It was not.
Yeah, no, I got you. We got you.
Yeah, what's up?
No, we got you. So it was one of those. I said so. That's what you mentioned. So it's been out there for months. Then
I'm having.
That's okay. Can you hear us now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So, what my question was to you is, what went through your mind when I contacted you first about your story?
Holy crap! I get to tell my story.
There we go. That's cool. That's cool. Well, like I said, the floor is yours, sir. Let everybody know what happened that night.
That night, it was just becoming winter. It was. I'd say so November or December, and at the time, you see, I'm a big cigarette smoker. I walked outside with my dogs. I let my dogs out to have a cigarette. It's for me to have a cigarette. Sorry, and yeah, my dogs don't smoke.
That's a well-trained dog.
I mean, they got a little secondhand smoke there, but they smoke a little bit too.
Yeah. They enjoy that, but they don't have thumbs. They can't quite hold it. But we stepped out. They went out to do their thing, and I was standing on the porch. It was a screened-in porch, and over that screened-in porch is a metal roof, and I heard this real heavy step on top of it, and for some reason it sent me. All my hair stood up, and I heard a couple more steps, and that's when I decided to tell the dogs, come on, let's go inside. And I put my hand on the door and opened it, and they all ran in. And by that time, something had jumped down, hit the ground, and was sliding its feet across the concrete of our porch.
Wow.
And yeah, I mean, I could hear it coming at me fast. There's no way I could have made it in time. And I pulled the door shut after the dogs were in, and I felt something from the door handle go up my arm, and my whole body went numb. So I went and I looked in the mirror, and I'll be damned if all my eyes weren't just totally black.
Wow.
I blew it off. And that wasn't a good idea.
I'm telling you, man. Every Wednesday.
Yeah, it's crazy. Say, I'm back.
Every Wednesday we have an issue.
There's somebody that doesn't want your story told, sir. There's somebody that doesn't want your story told.
Craig, that's why I put you off so much, man. I can't do this, man. Whenever
what the hell is going on?
No, but see, that's kind of one. Yeah, well, see, and that was one of those where, it's like, for me, I have a real passion about this subject. I dabble in, this activity, and I said, I really like it. And it's one of those, it's really cool to where, I've found just.
Is this me and you?
Yeah, no, he's there. Hold on a second.
I can hear
I'm gonna go out and come back.
All right, hold on here. Technical difficulties. We got something going on.
Only thing that's happening on my screen right now is I see Chris, no problem, but it's blacking out and coming back.
You're flickering.
Bad, dude. It's creepy.
But yeah, I mean, I dibble in it a little bit too with the Saints and stuff like that. So I was really interested in your story.
I'm glad.
I'm gonna find out. Maybe.
So what happened? After your eyes went black? You blew it off, and where did it go from there?
It got real bad, brother. Things got bad around the house. Let's see, that would be about 2015, maybe 2014, and man, my Bridget, she's my life, and things got real bad. I was being a real punk to her, and she one night woke up in the middle of the night, and I was up late, and I was dusting off my mantle over the fireplace in there in Altus, and she came in there to tell me it won't work out no more. And it's crazy. So much stuff happened before she made it in there. Here's where it gets crazy. I'm standing there dusting off my mantle. Everything's going great. Next thing you know, I'm about 3 foot behind myself, watching myself dust off my mantle.
What?
Wow. Whoa.
Yes, sir. And this big feller, he was a big old boy. I'd say 9-10 feet tall. He came up behind me and smacked me on top of the head. Now this black mass that came out of me is probably still flying, man, from how hard he hit me.
Whoa.
And
that's crazy.
All of a sudden, he's in front of me, this big guy, and he's on his knee, and he says, "I got to speak fast, so listen up." He said, "Bridget is a gift from God and a blessing," and he said, "She can and will be taken from you at any time."
Oh.
Wow.
And I was back in my body.
Damn.
Wow.
Okay, so Bridget comes walking around the corner because of how out of hand I got. After I saw my eyes black, I got really mean, sexual, out of control. I was talking about things that didn't even have to do with her sexually, and thinking these things, and I had no control over it. And she came around the corner to tell me that it wasn't going to work out. And whenever I turned and looked at her, She saw the look in my eyes, and she just knew.
Damn.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's crazy, man. That's it's hard to believe.
Wow, yeah, that's one of
We're
those.
a decade strong now, brother. I got with her in 2011, and it's been almost a decade now that I've been with her. We've been through some, can I say it, shit.
Yes. Oh yeah. No, you're fine. You're fine.
You're good.
No, it's wow. That is an incredible story, sir. I mean, that's one of those. You know, I was kind of mentioning to a few people. You know, we're going to talk about demon possession and stuff. I mean, I don't know how comfortable you are. I mean, talking about what you used to dabble in and practice.
Okay.
And what you...
Yeah. Starting in junior high, probably about the 8th grade, I would carry the Necronomicon around with me at school. Some friends of mine, they talked about how they burned a page in the Bible and they saw this big demon come up over the bed and stuff. People think it's really cool. People think that it's neat to be able to see this stuff. It ain't, man. It ain't.
No, it's dangerous.
Yes, sir.
It's kind of funny you said that, because I'm a big believer in in looking at stuff, and like I've told the guys, they're like, I refuse to have a Ouija board in the house, and use it inside the house. But I told them, I go, I'm not opposed to having one like on display on a shelf. I go, it's just there's too much of a chance of somebody taking it off the shelf and using it. Where I like told them, is like you said that. I have it.
Oh, you got it, huh? That's the same copy I had, brother.
But like I told him, I go, I'm not going around reading this and trying to do the incantations and stuff like this. What it is I've got a whole slew of these books. It's the same way. I mean, I have the I have the Hindu Bible. I have Book of Mormon. I have all of these religious texts and stuff. I like having it so that way I can learn and see, so that way I can look in it and I can see what people are talking about, and then I can go from there. And it's just, as I said, it's like dabbling and stuff. I'm looking in, and I'm not planning on building a circle, doing seance and stuff. I go, I don't want that anywhere near my house. I go somewhere else. So if you do that in another location, cool. In my house, no.
So how do you think that you broke the how do you think that you broke it, or it still comes and goes freely? Or if you don't mind answering that, if something you don't want to answer, just be like, good.
No, I'm good, man. Hey, listen, divine intervention. This angel, he came to me, the one that smacked me on the back of the head. I believe it was Gabriel, man, because he gave me the message. And they say that Gabriel is the messenger.
He's a messenger. Right? He's a messenger angel.
Yes. For a long time I thought it was Saint Michael because he was so powerful.
Saint Michael is really a powerful one. He kicked the devil out of heaven and gave the sword of Michael to Jesus. I mean.
I do believe I've had a visit from him, but that's a whole new story, man.
It's your show, sir.
No,
it's all you.
We're here to introduce you to the world, not
Yeah.
They already know about us, lovable.
Well, they know us. Yeah.
I don't want too much recognition, man. I just want people to know God is good, man, and He helped me out whenever I shrugged it off. Now I've got the power whenever it's needed to call down these guys, but he came to me, I tried to say it wasn't nothing, and here I was about to lose the love of my life and everything that I had, and he stepped up, and it was amazing. It was like this, and it was that fast. Everything that happened, I mean, it was just a snap of a finger.
Wow. Yeah. Do you have any speculation into why why this, because I know I think you have an idea of what the entity was that was targeting you.
Yeah. I don't like to say it out loud, but I decided to tonight. It's Asmodeus, the demon of lust. I've all through my life, I've had lust, man, as nuts, and I've thought about some pretty crazy stuff. Nothing too bad, but yeah. Sexually, I've always been influenced.
So but that's something. I mean, we've talked about this with a few people, and there's some don't believe in it, but I'm like, we just talked about the Anunnaki a little while, but and just how this could be a different story. But I mean, I'm a big believer in this unseen paranormal as well, that there is something beyond the veil that, whether or not, it's a literal demon and angel fighting, or if it's something else, but we can definitely tell that there is something that is an oppressive force, and there's something that is a liberating that wants us to succeed in some fashion. And, and that's what's based off your story. You definitely had an oppressive force trying to get in, and you had it just based off the story and the way the reactions, especially the things that's changed in your life after that instance. You've definitely had something of a massive, influx of light that just boom came in. And that's what, and that's why I wanted to, that's why I wanted to have you on, to tell this story, because there's going to be people that don't believe it, but there's also going to be people that this story is going to help them, that, just even in your darkest time, there is help.
Mm-hmm. There is help, brother. And thank you for saying that. It's called the Holy Bible, man. Open that shit up and read it. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's.
I do a chapter a day, man. I talk to God. Listen, man, this ain't no joke. There is good and there is evil. The evil balances the good the same. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, without matter or without antimatter, matter don't exist. It has to balance itself out. It's nuts, man. It really is. There's plenty of evil. Here's my thing. Don't go looking for ghosts. Whenever you pass, you go to a place. I don't care if you have unfinished business. You think God is going to look at you and say, you got some things you need to take, man. Take 50, 75 years and come back, and then I'll let you in.
Wow.
Yeah, that was one of the, while we kind of prior to this podcast and kind of when we were starting this, some of the discussions we have during the day as we work. And one of the things is I'm a believer in purgatory myself, because I'll tell you the example, like I've told the guys, is I have a hard time believing that, say, Ted Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer can be in prison and suddenly go, God, I was wrong. Jesus come into my life. I want to be born again. And now, boom, he's in heaven, in the same place as that little lady that served, that's done nothing but good works her entire life. I have a hard time believing that just through that action, you're in the same place. There has to be some punishment for your actions. And that's why purgatory. And that's kind of where my thing with ghosts is. I actually, some of these entities, might be these people serving, that time out. They're wandering around waiting for that judgment. They're
Absolutely.
not.
I don't think that God will allow them to talk to us. I believe that there is a place called paradise. If you read, whenever Jesus was being crucified, he had two thieves on both sides of him, one on each side, and they were mocking him. But one of them, spoke to him, and he said, "Today, you will be with me in paradise."
Oh.
And I believe there's a paradise and there's a torment, and we both go there, or we go to one or the other, being at who we were, and we await Judgment Day.
We have a question from one of our viewers. Why do you
Okay.
think all this was happening to you? After you look back over your life and you got straight, why do you think all this was happening to you?
Well, I've been followed for most of my life, man. It's crazy stuff. These evil entities they're very patient,
Mm-hmm.
and I have so much. This is just one story, man. I was 36 years old. I'm 44 now. This started happening whenever I was in the 7th or 8th grade, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Kind of also a caution tale, just dabbling in
check
stuff.
Hey, just the other night, I was laying in bed, and my gal was sleeping. God bless her. She was sleeping like a log. I was just looking around. We have a TV in there, of course. I was watching it, and I looked over, and we go to Renaissance fairs, and we have this witch's hat. This thing was moving like crazy, man. I mean, it was all over the place, and I spent over making sure that my eyes playing tricks on me because it was dark in that area. But it's nuts.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. I mean, that is a compelling story. This is why.
I mean, it still follows me. It's patient. It waits for you to be weak. I was weak. I happened to be weak whenever it hit me. We all have, man. I happened to be weak whenever it hit me.
So since you said the angel came and spoke to you, the good angel, why my theory is you've been reading the Bible every day for a while now. My theory is, why does God discredit the angels in some passages, like, I'm the only one you should talk to, I'm the only one? But if the angels are put on this earth to divine to help you, why is it so bad for you to seek the archangels, seek Saint Michael, and why is it so bad to end the book that was written as the Bible? I mean, if you think you can answer that, go ahead and give it a dabble.
You asked me why is it so bad. Can you elaborate a little bit?
You say you spoke with the angel, the angel spoke with you and told you to listen up quick. But most people who are profound super Christians would have been like, go away, angel. You're the archangel, or you're this angel. I don't talk to you. I only talk to God. But God sent the angel to talk to you. So if you ask the angel, hey, buddy, can you help me out today? Why is that such, for most Christians, that is so bad that you shouldn't really talk to the angels?
Personally, all I can say is I don't think it's bad. We all have our own beliefs. With me, I don't like to ask them to help me because they are so busy. Now, from the visit of the angel, whenever during this story, he was obviously pulled away from something. God has a plan for all of us, brother, and he was pulled away from something because he was all beat up and marked up and dirty, and it wasn't as divine as you think, man. He looked like he just came from serious stuff, man.
Wow.
And yeah, and the second archangel that I believe was Michael. I didn't get to see him that well. I know we've all seen the movie Predator. Okay, this guy was walking, raising our ceiling, and he looked like the Predator.
Wow.
The clear stuff, the camouflage. I don't know, man. I really do my best not to call them down. Now, there's been times whenever I've faced demons and talked to them through people. I don't want to be too specific, but I told them I would call down these angels, and I gave them a choice, and I walked and opened up my front door, and I felt them leave past me. You know what I mean?
Nah, damn.
Amen.
I mean, that has to instill in you a sense that you've got some purpose that, that is, I mean, the way I'm trying to phrase this, I mean, for them to be this proactive, it's like it's got to instill with you that I've got something important that's needed of me, whether it's tell your story to help people or whether, that there's something that they're keeping you protected so that way you can accomplish.
God has a plan for all of us, brother. God has a plan for all of us. You. He has a plan for you, man. And there ain't no way of changing it. I think I got lucky here, man. It's nuts. It really is. God is good.
Yeah, the gremlins went away for a little while. We're actually working, so this is
right.
It's good.
Finally.
So are you still in the same general area where you've had most of these contacts? Are you still in the same house or same animals where you've had most of these contacts?
No, sir. I am. I'm actually on the other side of the freaking state, but I still own the house. We still own the house that's in Altus. We go there whenever we're visiting Bridget's family. We stay there. It's a lot cheaper than a motel because it's paid in cash.
Oh yeah. So is anybody do you rent that place out?
No.
Okay, I was because I was curious if anybody else has had some experience. Like there's there's stuff I don't explain. Like you said, the sounds up on the roof.
No, we don't rent it out.
I wasn't looking for a room. That's why I was. That was the question. Yeah, it's like, ooh,
sure
it's available to go stay. Yeah.
So what would you say your most recent encounter was?
I'd say the witch cat the other night, man. I was just watching it just move around, man. Just the tip of it was just tilting back and forth and moving around, and then it would kind of come up like something was underneath of it, lifting up, wearing it. It was
wow. That's not wind. That's yeah, because that's the debunk thing. It's like, okay, it's moving all right, wind, something like. But yeah, if it's moving all around and then all of a sudden it's going straight up, yeah, that's not wind.
Yeah. That kind of brings to mind something that I'd like to say. These demons, man, they're nothing. They're tiny. They're small. They're weak. If you ever really see one, man, golly, I ain't seen one more than 3 foot tall. It's crazy stuff, and I know I sound crazy, man, but
no.
I just want to get the message out. Don't go looking for these damn ghosts. Don't do it. It's Craig, I sent you some pictures today of this fella, my fiance's deceased husband. I shared the stage with him. I've been playing for 34 years, bass guitar, heavy metal, and the guy passed away. Well, whenever I got with Bridget, it was 3 years after he had passed. She'd had plenty of time. Everything was good. At that time, I was in my ghost hunting craze phase, if you want to call it that. So I told this guy out loud in Altus, if you ever want to come just look in, just check in and see how Bridget's doing, go ahead. And that picture I sent you today came to Enid, Oklahoma, whenever I was at my parents' house. Now, their house is they've moved. It was very, very infested. And I caught that picture, and it's spot on. It's him, and but it
Wow.
ain't him. Yeah, don't go looking for this stuff, man. Don't.
We
It's
actually have
bad.
one of the most sacredest cities in here. It's called, I don't know if you've ever heard of Casadega. We were thinking about taking a trip down there. It's like one of the it's like where like there's a bunch of psychic mediums live there because it's so the energy force is so
Strong.
vast, so strong there that it's like one of the places where you go have seances, you talk to your loved ones, and they actually have a church there, and it's over like 200 years old. It's in Casadega. It's outside of Daytona, Florida.
Wow. I don't know a response, man.
You said don't go chasing ghosts, so I think
he's going to say, "I pray for you."
I'm telling you, man. Like I was saying earlier, I don't think God really allows us. I don't think He allows us to talk with our loved ones, and you know, once you're done, you're done. He doesn't say, take this time, you have unfinished business, and I'll be back to get you when you're done. He says, you're gonna wait here, you're gonna wait here. I don't know these people. I mean, you see one freaking episode of Ghost Adventures, and you think, wow, I want to go do this. That's what I did. It ain't pretty, bro.
Well, I've wondered a lot of times, like on that Ghost Adventure show, if some of those things are there, are definitely something of a demonic nature. I disagree with his method too, wholeheartedly, of the provocation. And because I've always been a believer in you have to open yourself up for possession. It doesn't just happen. You can't be walking down the street and all of a sudden, bam! All of a sudden, I'm possessed. You have to actively seek. Because Zach. I mean, how many episodes do you see him? I want you to use my energy. I want you to come here. Use me to tell you. And all of a sudden, oh man, I was possessed. You think? Use you as a food source. You think you're possessed? I bet you are.
It really is a joke. You can't just say, "Hey, energy," and then all of a sudden they're in you, and you're just sitting there all, and somebody says, "What's wrong with you?" And then all of a sudden you're good again. It ain't like that, man.
No.
Once they get a hold of you, they're going to hang on. Either you're going to die or somebody's going to step in.
Spooky.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it.
No,
yeah, that's.
You said that you think that God keeps us from talking to our loved ones. Why is that?
Well, I don't think that God actually keeps us totally from speaking to him. Like, okay, I'm gonna get into another story here. When I first moved over to this side of the state, I was working on bridges. I did it to buy a Harley. Oh God, you ought to see this Harley. It's a custom chopper.
Custom chopper, baby.
Yeah, it's beautiful. But anyway, my gal, she woke up in the middle of the night, and she ended up shaking me real hard and waking me up. I was pretty mad about it because I had to go to work the next day. But she told me that she heard her dad's voice talking in her ear.
Wow.
And yeah, and he said her name and everything, and then all of a sudden we found out maybe an hour later that he had fallen down a flight of stairs, and if you saw these pictures, he looked like he got beat up by a baseball bat.
Damn.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and he was 80 years old at the time, and he made it. He pulled through. He was a tough guy. He's passed away now. I miss him.
Yeah.
But Bridget told me she heard his voice say her name in her ear.
Wow.
You hear that a lot too. You hear a lot of counters like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's weird, man. Because my dad passed away 2010 when I was 15, and he passed away November 30th. And like that month in December, me and my mom heard the same thing, which either a Christmas tree, glass ornaments breaking. Somehow his phone was off, battery out of the phone. He was able to call my uncle at the time. Back then, it was in Tampa, so it was what was it called? Out of landline or something like. What was it called? Long distance. He couldn't do that. His phone was off, battery was out. Somehow was calling Tampa. My uncle comes in the house going, "How the f is Kevin calling me?" I don't know. We brushed it off. The home phone, both of them were on the hooks, was calling my uncle. We're like, it was just all this shit at once. And then, since then, I haven't had an occurrence with my dad. So that's why I was curious. Like, why do you think God's? I'm always curious what afterlife is. I mean, it's been 10 years. Obviously, he's gone, but like, it's just weird that first month he made sure that we were all good, and then nothing since. So that was just weird.
Yeah. That's kind of crazy. Bridget, it's just like I'm gonna let you know I'm okay type of thing.
Yeah.
And then I gotta go do my thing. I'm not a genius. I'm really not, man. All I can say is, I believe it happened to you, man. But I don't think that we can pick up a ghost box or a Ouija board or anything, or even just sit and talk to him, man. I have a Native American friend, sweet gal. She tells me that their beliefs are if you mention their name a lot, it doesn't give them a chance to rest.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I'm open to anything, man, but ain't nothing gonna sway me. God is real, man. This is real. I want everybody just pick up your dang Bible, man. Just read one chapter and see how it makes you feel. I feel good, man, every day. Every day.
It sounds like it. I mean, that's like I said. This is why I wanted to have you on. I mean, I know, and it was one. I mean, people obviously didn't see the conversation between us, but I mean, you want to talk about a man with humility. He's just like, why do you want to talk to me? And I was just the same thing. I'm just like, because this is a story people are going to want to hear. They're going to hear from your side, because this is something that, when you were explaining it, I mean, this is Stephen King level creativity. If you're making this up, I mean, this is not something that just, because the way you had it described, I mean, it's not like the person that's faking, like I saw a Bigfoot sighting, because they're rattling off all the talking points. I mean, you're not giving me, when I was looking, because like I said, with the debunking, I'm looking for those key points where, oh yeah, it was, the nails on the wall, and all of a sudden things started shaking, and you had this, you could tell the way it was. It was, like I said, it's not a slam. It wasn't polished. Like I said, it wasn't like it was a polished story. Like this has been rehearsed time after time. This was something where, okay, guys, here's my story. And then a lot of people
take it or leave it.
Yeah, and there was a lot of people that weren't calling BS on it. And that's the part that I was cluing in. Is like people actually saw this and they're like, okay, there might actually be something to this. And that's why I wanted to have you on. It's just because, I mean, we can't make, you can't even make up a story this cool. That's why I said just you have somebody that actually lived this experience and that's willing to talk about it is, I mean, I can't thank you enough. I mean, this was amazing.
Your daughter wanted you to know she's watching the show.
She loves you.
I love you, Autumn.
Yep,
That's my baby girl, man. She's about to pop out a granddaughter for me.
Well, congratulations to you both.
That's awesome.
That's fantastic. I mean, that's.
Yeah. Well, Craig, I tell you, man, it was really hard for me to turn the phone, man, and I don't want to be, I'm not trying to be a star here, man. I just want people to know, quit effing around with it.
Oh yeah.
It's not You know, just because you saw Paranormal State or Ghost Adventures or Ghost Hunters, this ain't cool, man.
Yep.
Ghost Adventures, it's most of it. I can't believe it, man. There's nothing that just jumps in and jumps out. If something jumps into you and they are not alive, they're going to want to hang on as long as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's no good can come from it. None.
No, but it's, just, it's amazing. I mean, like I said, I know you didn't want to come on here, and I told you, it's just like, give us 5 minutes. You'll forget you're even on camera. You'll forget that you're even, sitting there. It's like,
you guys are
live with you. Because look, as you can tell, we are a well-polished, oiled machine. Yeah. We're just three normal guys that are talking. So that's why I told you, I go, just give it a couple minutes. You'll forget you're even on camera. It'll be just talking with guys the story. And that's what I wanted. I mean, I appreciate that you actually, were able to come up with with the decision to come on. I know you didn't want to at first, and I can't thank you enough. I mean, I really want to hear your story. And, sir, once again, I'm going to let you get back to your lady there and the family. I said, but I wanted to just say again on behalf of the podcast, dude, thank you so much for coming on.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
I love you guys, man. Hey, read a chapter. Read one chapter.
Yeah, for sure.
Just let it fall open.
You still ride that Harley?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Guess you're going to Oklahoma.
Yeah, so we'll see. We're trying to get some little sample ones to send out to, so especially with beard, because Brat's Beard Care is our sponsor. And so we got to get you, try to get out a sample to you so that way you can,
for sure.
Try that. We just have to find out what the lady, since you smoke, she might like the tobacco. He has a couple of tobacco blends, so she may care about that. So she might like that blend. That's called Old Banana.
Yes, sir.
What we can do. Well, sir, thank you so much. You have a pleasure. Like I said, have a great evening.
See ya.
Love you, bro.
Make sure. Yep, got the right one there. All right. Well, guys, so what did you think of Christopher?
We spoke to. Yeah, we had a special guest. It was awesome.
Interesting, man. It really opens your eyes to. I never really thought about it because I never talked to anybody about encounters like that, and it's different. It really is.
Well, that was a part that, for me, that when I was reading that story on the thing it was something that it was a compelling story that he posted, and you could just tell the way it was worded was somebody that actually lived the experience. It wasn't somebody that was making it up as as he went along. And that.
Well, I hope I never get banged on top of my head, because if you bang me on top of my head, I'm listening.
Well,
that's the thing.
Archangel.
That's the thing, man. I want to bring Crispy on, my youth pastor from back in the day, because he loved me talking to him because I was always the devil's advocate. I've always asked him, man. Ever since my dad passed away, it was always, where did he go? Why did it happen? Stuff like that. And it still opens my eyes, like, why can't we talk to him? And that's why I was curious to see, why not? And it may never be answered, but I don't know.
Yeah, that was cool. So it's one of those. I told his daughter, she said she had some story to tell. I'm like, man, if you want to come on, it's like, love to have your version of it too,
Oh yeah, she wanted something.
Yeah, but all right. Like I said, we just talked Brat's Beard Care, sponsor for the program. BratsBeardCare.com. He's got, I want to say it's at least 12 different blends that he's got on there.
I'm making some more.
Yeah, we've got apple butter and my key lime here at the house for me, and it's fantastic. Works really good on the beard. Mine's a little unruly. I got to get this thing trimmed up. It's looking a little chaotic right now. But
he looks like a piece of carpet that just hangs.
Yeah, but those beard scissors he sells actually works really well too. Those
beard scents. I need some soap, man. My soap disappeared, so I need some beard soap and some beard oil.
So beard soap. So mine. So in the shower. So through using it, actually, because I moved from the state of Oregon, my bar of soap looks like the state of Oregon. It's really weird. It has that little notch right at the top, and I'm like, God, that's weird.
Oh God,
right.
Don't even start with that.
Yeah, there's a little side story there. I'm not.
Oh man,
so, Nanny Cakes, Nancy Burke, other sponsor of the program.
I don't know if you're still throwing the comments up. I commented all of her information, so you can throw it up there to help you out too.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, it's Nanny Cakes, Nancy Burke on Facebook, Instagram, nancy.b.burke, and then 407-923-2898.
Yeah, see, I knew that.
She hasn't told me any wedding cakes recently, but she's been doing a lot of birthday cakes and baby shower cakes. So it's that time, though. It's summer. It's wedding time, so call her up for a nice wedding cake.
Yep. And this, follow us, as always, on 3beerspodcast.com, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Like, share. Please like and share.
Please like and share. If you come to our page, hit the like button. Hit the
merch.
Share button. At the same
I don't have my shirt on
like,
me right
share, send it off.
Yeah. And like I said, with this one, get Christopher Floyd's story out there. I mean, it's an amazing story. I mean, share it to your friends. Just it's like, give it a chance. Listen to this guy's story. I mean, it's actually, one of those where not boring at all. I mean, I looked down and 30 minutes had got flown by.
Yeah, it was quick.
Yeah. So that was, but as always, gentlemen, thank you very much. Thank you to producer Matt. Thank you, Austin, Chris. As always,
tune in Sunday. We got a nice interview lined up Sunday.
Yeah, Mark Loudermilk and UCF
Mac
punter.
Loudermilk. Get it right, man. Mac Loudermilk. The best punter.
Yet another thing to give me a hard time about, especially when I started busting on punters on that last episode. So.
He'll love you, man. He'll be great.
All right. Good night, everybody. Good night.